My story's a little bit different. I was working full-time for a marketing company for private practice physicians, doctors, dentists, spending a lot of time in dentist offices like you would if you're a patient waiting for the dentist to come out. That's where I found the game. That's where I found Clash of Clans for the first time. Downloaded it, started playing it, was looking for a game that I could play on the fly, a few minutes at a time, which eventually changed, but at the beginning it was a few minutes at a time. And but when I went out to YouTube, because I was progressing pretty quickly in the game, because I'm pretty competitive and I wanted to get far fast. And it's funny, the irony is, one of the first video I ever saw on YouTube was Chief Pat's. And so I'm out there looking at a couple of YouTubers that had made videos. This is probably mid to late 2013. I'm a lot more recent on the scene than Pat has been. And I didn't see the content that I was looking for, specifically like end game content, high level strategy, which was why I had originally searched it on YouTube. So I thought, maybe I could upload a couple of videos, put them on there, put the free music that YouTube gives you on the background and see what happens. And it went from that to narrating my first video, which was terrible. I still can't believe that I ever had subscribers when I narrated it. It was kind of the first YouTube videos were like the way I felt when I first walked on stage. I was like, oh great, oh man, okay. What am I gonna say? And eventually it got better, and I got better at narrating. And I really knew that I had reached the critical mass of leaving the marketing industry and becoming a full-time YouTuber. I was in a dentist's office, I was playing Clash of Clans, and it's 15 after the hour, and the appointment was at the top of the hour. And I'm right in the middle of the raid. The dentist walks out, says, "We're ready for you now." And I said, "It'll be just a couple minutes." First time, that was one of the most rewarding moments of my life, was finally being able to tell a dentist to wait for me. But now it's a career, and I upload a new video every single day, and it's been an amazing experience to shift from that to this full time. Never thought it would happen.
Absolutely. So let's take it to the next slide, which I guess was the introduction slide, and evolution of games media. So more or less the evolution of gaming on YouTube. So we're going to talk about where it was a couple years ago and sort of where it's transitioned to now.
But you guys were just talking about the huge growth of Supercell and Clash of Clans, and that was really Clash of Clans specifically was really the birth of mobile gaming on YouTube. And that was definitely the first mobile app that could ever support these channels. There's so many channels that were suddenly sprouting up that were just completely dedicated to Clash of Clans. They didn't have any other videos on there. In fact, my channel didn't for at least a year before I ever branched out into any other video games. So, and what was going on is suddenly the industry and people were learning that these gamers were enjoying watching others play the game as much as they were enjoying playing the game themselves. I mean, people would sit for hours and watch live streams and entire series of videos that walk through gameplay, but it was a wide variety of creator content as well. There's, you see the strategy, the high-end stuff, the breakdowns of games, but then you also have these entertainers like PewDiePie, who could insert his personality in behind any game.
Even with Flappy Bird, he made fun.
Exactly. I mean,
you're just tapping a bird, flapping up and down. There's not a whole lot of YouTube content there, but is a new audience. You're going to find a lot of really passionate players on YouTube who could be interesting in your game. And the second reason,
well, is the fact that it's content that keeps players interested in the game. Just like we were just talking about the fact that the players enjoy watching the game being played. I think it also helps extend the life of the player of that game. And I mean, there's a lot of players. I get a lot of comments on my videos that say, I'm not at that, or they think they'll never get to that very high-end end game content, but they still want to see it, and they still enjoy watching it, like they would watch a TV show or a series. It's content that's related to the game they're playing, and even though it may not be content that they'll ever play, it increases their desire to get back into the game and play it themselves.
Right, and certain people speaking of making more content for your fans, I forgot what I was going to say. Let's go to the next slide.
Maybe it's the next slide. There it is.
Yeah, all right, so how to get in touch with YouTubers and get them to post their videos. So we split this apart into two different categories. You have an organic and then a paid route for getting people to post your game. So an example of an organic route would be myself and Galadon. We found Clash of Clans, we love Clash of Clans, we wanted to post videos, we wanted to help others out inside of the game. And with that, we just started posting and playing. They didn't have to pay us anything. But when they actually reached out to us, Supercell, probably after a couple of months of making our videos, they started to see us posting videos, and they gave us support. And first of all, getting validation from the game that you're creating, from the game creators, is like one of the best things you can have as a content creator. So I remember the first email I got from either Marika or maybe Steve, and they just said, hey man, I really like your videos. It's cool you're posting videos for Clash. And for me, that was like the #1 celebrity reaching out to me. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe Supercell's reaching out to me and they say they like my content. And that, being able to support your organic creators through whether it's sneak peeks into new things coming out in the game, letting them know what you guys are thinking about adding to the game, sharing their videos on Facebook and Twitter. And again, the most important thing is getting that validation from people that say, hey, we love your videos, we've noticed them, and that's like a really amazing feeling as a YouTuber. So if you ever want to reach out, you can always just reach out to YouTubers and show them your game. And I know plenty of games that I like, and I post plenty of videos, or I'm going to post plenty of videos for Vainglory, which is one of my favorite games right now. And yeah, you can just shoot them something as simple as an email, which you can find in their YouTube About Me page. They'll have like a business email. If you shoot them that, you send them some screenshots. And a lot of YouTubers will check out the games, and if they love the games like we love Clash, then they're definitely posting videos for you.
Yeah, and social media is a big part of that. I mean, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you see so much of that, especially the YouTubers. Obviously, anybody who's, although it's not that hard to post a video on YouTube, but anybody who's doing that is going to be actively participating in other realms of social media, Twitter, Facebook. And so having a social media presence, I think that's where I first found Supercell, was through Twitter. The day that I saw they followed me, I just like freaked out, had the fanboy moment, I run around, I got followed by Supercell, I can't believe it. So my kids were like, what the heck are you doing? But, and the other one we're going to talk about is paid versus organic. And for me, it's a fine line where paid can become thinly veiled advertising. Because, we realize that the entire YouTube community is advertising for the game makers. I mean, it's a great synergistic relationship. The game maker is benefiting, the YouTubers are benefiting because we've got income and from it, and acknowledgement and whatever the YouTubers are seeking when they start a channel. I think that it's important, though, for the game makers to find the YouTubers that are doing it for the right reasons, the true passion of it behind the game. And then so now it's my moment to forget what I was going to talk about. So it's careful. It's a careful process to encourage these YouTubers to make videos about your games without becoming scripted or restrictive as to what you let the YouTuber talk about. Because I think that there has been somewhat of a kickback against that when it crosses that line of just being an organic appearing video, because sponsored videos can still have that good feel to them if the YouTuber is inserting their own opinions and their own personality. But when it comes to purely sponsored content, then it's just an advertisement, and your audience will respond as well.
You'll get torn apart by your audience.
But the game companies can get in touch with those YouTubers. A lot of those, as you get to be a little bit larger, a lot of those YouTubers will have networks that they work with. And so by getting in touch with a network, you can get in touch with numerous YouTubers at the same time. And that's a good way to get. And there's also, now we've got companies like FameBit that work as that middle party to put together advertisers and game creators with YouTubers and make those pairings for the channels that would fit that specific game.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think organic and paid. The paid's really good to get maybe a new, if you have a singular video released on someone's channel, it's a new way to get a big boost of new users to your game. And then organically, it really builds the community with Clash, because over the last 2 years, the Clash community has just grown and grown and grown, and now it's hundreds of million views a month just for people who love the game. So finally, we're going to talk about how does your game fit on YouTube. So I like to break it into two different pieces when I look at a game and whether or not I want to post it on YouTube. There's games that have high YouTube value or games that have lower YouTube value. And just because your game has lower YouTube value doesn't mean it's a bad game. It might restrict the creator in exactly what type of videos they can do for your game. So, for example, of a game with high YouTube value, Clash of Clans has a bunch of different things you can do inside of the games. You have single-player maps, you have a constantly evolving multiplayer system where you can just keep doing different attack strategies, base layouts, as well as the monthly and bi-monthly updates. It really gives the YouTube creator a lot to work with to where they can make consistent videos and build a community around their channel.
Because we're just talking about games more like Candy Crush is an example, where it's going to be something that where, again, the YouTuber is going to be able to insert their own personality into it. They can make an awfully funny video out of just crushing candies.
Yeah.
But
you can only
done right.
You can only crush a candy so many times before it's
exactly. There's
the same video.
You can't do walkthroughs, the Let's Play series, that sort of thing. But you can do reviews of the game and funny videos. And I could see a video producer doing more than one. A YouTuber making a small series out of it. But those games don't have that same depth of strategy and content where they just could be making video after video after video and long series. But I think that those low value, like we call it, YouTube videos may work for a wider YouTube audience. Because just to give an example, PewDiePie and people who have huge audiences are more likely to make a video of a game that does not require hours to get into the real thick of the game. If they can get in past the tutorial in a few minutes, then that's something that you could see them putting on their channel probably.
Yeah, real personality-driven channels like PewDiePie, people making funny rage videos. You can do a lot with those, with games with quote-unquote low YouTube values. So it'll work out no matter what type of game you have. It can be fit on YouTube one way or another. So yeah, we had a pretty short presentation. That's all we were going to talk about today. We'd love to have any questions from you guys and hear what you might have to say. But yeah.